Hey there, I'm Kid Wilder, and last episode we actually managed to become the champion of the egg hunt, and we learned how to make coleslaw. And it is going to be rain all day tomorrow. What's the luck today? Extra luck. Not bad. So we also ended up getting a bunch of strawberry seeds. Normally, I actually prefer to wait until the next year to plant strawberry seeds. The reason why is if you can use a speed grow fertilizer, the speed grow makes it so that the crops reach maturity faster. And strawberries, when they mature, they immediately start producing whatever crop. So it'll produce extra strawberries. Well, it takes a while for the crop itself to produce those extra strawberries. And if I was to plant them the day of the egg festival, I would have been out some money. 'Cause technically, I could have done it with what I had, but I needed, it would have basically been me planting them without the speed grow. I would have been looking at maybe 2 harvests with the strawberries. With speed grow, I could have gotten 3 harvests, and that's really not that much. Yeah, we got some stuff to take to the community center. Okay, so we got a large brown egg that we can turn in. Need to have plant open up the geode. I need to turn in the scroll. I turn in 1 quartz. Like there's something else. Of course, all the wood and stone. Yeah, we're gonna sell that gold egg. If I was to plant the strawberry seeds in the beginning of next year, it actually would net me more harvests, especially if I can get speed grow, because the speed grow would allow for me to turn around and plant them on day 1. It would shorten the time that it take for the plant to mature by 1 day, and I could get about 5 or 6 harvests. So I'm basically doubling my harvests by doing it next year. The only real reason I typically will even plant them the first year I buy the strawberry seeds is if I know for a fact that I can get the seed maker, because there's a item that's called a seed maker, and basically it lets you put a raw like food item into it and it'll produce a seed. Well, that seed will actually come in handy because it makes it so that you don't have to buy nearly as much resources, because if you just save enough of your basic crops and donate all the rest of them, or not donate but sell all the rest of them, then you're not losing as much money. Yeah, some people will argue that you could probably make more profit just by buying more seeds. Eventually I want to go into more detail on a lot of that stuff. I want to do a whole breakdown of how certain things work, do some of my own little beginners tips and tricks type stuff. I'm actually kind of working on it. I just have to take the time to finish it all out. I've got a few things trying to do at the same time. Also need to go see Robin about a silo, because I want to destroy all of the green grass and let it turn to blue. So many tasks, so little time. Hey, what we got here? Well, we definitely need that. So this Jack be nimble, Jack be thick. It's really nice. It actually gives you a buff to your combat. Yeah, +1 to my defense. So my character now is a little bit harder to kill. And most of this game is just about making your character a little bit better every time. I am going to, I think, give Penny this. Weather's interesting today, don't you think? Sorry. Apparently I disturbed her, I guess. Yay, trash in the trash can. And we're going to destroy that trash. and I'm going to eat this green algae. I'm going to go all the way over here to see what the traveling merchant has. And if they don't have anything that I'm looking for, we'll go back over to Pierre's and we're going to trade, or not trade, we're going to use some of our money to increase the size of our backpack. Okay. Miner's treat, pizza. Sadly, that goat milk is not the goat milk that we need. I mean, I could... Well, no, we don't have a cheesemaker, so it wouldn't really help either way. You know, we don't have anything in here that we really need. Want to clean up the farm. I keep saying that. There's just so much that I need to clean off of the farm. I need to upgrade my axe and my pickaxe. I was going to make a furnace, but I have no room for the furnace. Don't remember how much the silo costs. I'm going to take the clay and I'm going to go see. I think it's clay, stone, and probably iron ingots, but I don't remember for sure. I just got to get down to Pierre's before 5. I think it's 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's 4. I can never remember exactly which one. Okay, how much is a silo going to cost me? Yeah, we need 5 copper bars. That's what I was thinking. There's a lot of different buildings you can make on here. We do need to increase our wood and stone gathering by a lot. Yeah, we can buy some of that from her, but it's not worth it. I'm going to go ahead and talk to Pierre about getting the backpack. Part of me wants to just wait, but I know I need that backpack. And then I guess I can go ahead and spend the rest of it on maybe potato seeds. Okay, spent half my money on the backpack. We need the potato seeds. Got 46 potato seeds. I am going to make a furnace. Now that we have a furnace, we can go ahead and actually start making copper bars, which is what we really need to have been doing. But I kind of let it get away from me. Okay, we're going to put this down over here. And for furnaces, it's 1 coal for every 5 copper. You'll notice right now, I do not have a whole lot of copper. Or coal. We do have the ability to make coal by converting wood into coal using the charcoal kiln, but I don't think it'd really be worth it. Now that we've got 5 copper bars, we can go talk to Clint and see about upgrading our tool once we get our money built back up. I'm wanting to actually upgrade the pickaxe first, I think, and then we'll switch from the pickaxe to the axe for our next upgrade. So basically what you want to do is you want to plan what is being upgraded. That way you know, okay, well, if my pickaxe is going to be in the shop today, well, I'm just going to spend the day foraging, or I'm going to spend the day fishing. They're sunny all day tomorrow, living off the land. Welcome to Living Off the Land. We're back up again, or we're back again with another tip for y'all. Now listen up. Oh, salmonberry season finally started. So this is something I have really been looking forward to. Oh, I need a pet. It's our bean. Dear Kid Walder, it's been so long since I heard from you, dear. Things are the same as ever back home. I miss you very much. Love, Mom. Yes, found an envelope with some money Grandpa left for you. We got an extra 500. Hello, dear. I know you're just getting started as a gardener, so I wanted to give you a little tip. Most crops only grow in one season. When summer arrives, spring crops will all die out, so plan ahead. And that is no joke. They will all just straight up die. So salmon berries, this bush right here, this is a salmonberry bush, and it produces salmon berries. By themselves, they're not a whole lot. As you can kind of see with the difference between the field snack, which is 45 energy and 20 health. Salmon berries are 25 energy and 11 health. But the higher you're foraging, the more salmon berries you can get. So it's really worth it to actually get your foraging as high as possible before salmon berry season. I am sad that I didn't get my foraging higher. I kind of kept letting myself get a little too distracted on a bunch of stuff. But since it's raining today, we're actually going to spend the day going over to find salmon berries, as that will be our main energy source for a long time and our healing item. Okay, so let's start over here at the bus station. There's several different locations that salmon berries spawn in at. I can never remember the exact order, but a lot of people forget about the ones over here. There is a point where you can actually put in a staircase over here. It allows for you to come down to this area a little easier, but this location has a few salmon berries that spawn in there. And then we've got over on the north here, there should be a bush or two, which it also looked like there's a horseradish. And yep, there's one salmon berry there. But right now, because my foraging is at the point that it is, I actually get 2 salmon berries per bush. Eventually we'll get to where we can get, I think it's 4 to 5 salmon berries. I might be off on that, it might be 3 to 4. But once you max out foraging, salmon berries become your main source for a while. And then in, I think it's fall, they have blackberries. So instead of it being salmon berries, it's blackberries. Salmon berries are not worth a lot in this game. No matter what you do, they're just not really worth selling. They're actually better for you to use as a food source for a long time. But we still have a bunch more areas to go, and we're already at 20 berries. I did not bring my fishing pole, otherwise I'd fish in that spot. I guess I could start carrying my fishing pole around. Might as well, I carry all my other tools around right now. Yeah, we will burn through those really fast, but we get several days where salmon berries will spawn in. Well, I basically live off of them the first year. Once you get your farm set up, there's actually better sources of energy and healing. So like your health stuff, cheese is actually the best one. There's a few others. There's like dried fruit, because you can use a dehydrator and you can dehydrate mushrooms and fruit and different things like that. I'll go over here and double check what the price is for this pickaxe. I believe it's 2,000. Some of my numbers I get swapped around. You'd think I'd write things out. On rainy days, Penny actually sits down here by the library, the museum. Oh, we got some geodes to process too. Okay, upgrade tools. Yeah, it's 2,000 to upgrade a tool other than trash can. Trash can's always going to be a little cheaper. But if you upgrade it to at least a copper, when you toss stuff into your trash, you get a little bit of money back from it. Right now, I just got to get 2,000 coins. Down here is where a lot of your good foraging stuff's going to be at. If you're ever trying to forage things, always come down to the forest. We have not been getting any of these spring onions. Those are also a good source of energy. And then when you talk with some of the characters, like you can actually unlock certain events. Some of them will give you recipes. Well, one of the characters actually makes it so that spring onions are better. It allows for you to increase the money you get from selling spring onions by a little bit. For the most part, after your first year, most people typically don't ever pay attention to spring onions anymore. I don't think I ever came down here to check on that. Oh, well. I probably could have made some money yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So there's a special spot by the waterfall that if you come down here during the spring, I think it's the 14th. I could be wrong. Basically, it allows for you to come down here and find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. But it doesn't do it on rainy days. It's only on one particular day, and I think that was yesterday. So we have 66 salmon berries, just free energy and healing. And that's just from one day. We'll be able to do it again tomorrow. I think it lasts for 3 days. Like you can do it for 3 days. Gonna finish off all of this rock, all the rock that I can get. I also want to chop down all of these trees and clear out all of the green grass. 'Cause I had seen where somebody was doing it, where they cleared out all the green grass and they let the bluegrass actually spread. Because the bluegrass won't spread if the green grass is in the way. And the bluegrass is way better than the green grass, especially if you're going to be raising animals. So you'll notice that we got enough money that now we can actually go upgrade our pickaxe. I just gotta go get the copper bars out of the chest. Hey, what's the mail? Dear neighbor, I hope you're feeling settled in your new home. I'm writing to let you know that your store is now selling fertilizer. Why don't you swing by and see if you can afford a few dozen boxes or so? Here. Some people actually really dislike Pierre. I understand some aspects of Pierre, but really Pierre is actually not that great of a guy. And it could just be issue of poor design. We got Jack be nimble, Jack be thick again. So the thing with the books here, don't ever get rid of them because you can actually trade them in unless you want to read it, and then you can actually gain some experience points towards it. So like this one, if I read it, I get extra combat experience, which I'm going to go ahead and read it so I can increase my ability with my combat fighting, so I can gain combat experience. But anyway, back to Pierre. He is not exactly the best choice. It's a trade-off. So Joja Mart is open longer hours, and if you go the Joja Mart route, you get the auto petter, which is really nice for people that have a lot of animals, because it makes it so you don't have to sit there and pet your animals every day. But yeah, Pierre, he's got horrible hours. When you, air quote, defeat Joja Mart, he stops staying in his store as much. But they finally fixed that issue with the fact that he will leave a note just saying, just be honest. So you can kind of go in and you can buy stuff from him even though he's not there. I wish you could do the same thing for Clint, but Clint doesn't always like being in the shop. Marnie does the same thing, but you have to buy a book from her because she was never in the shop, which is really frustrating when you need more hay for your animals. So you always want to keep an eye on your hay. The last thing you want to do is get all the way into the middle of winter, have no hay, and just end up with a bunch of pissed off animals. All right, let's see if we can get all the way over to Clint and have him upgrade our pickaxe. Should we go with axe? Because if we do axe, then we can focus on mining. Of course, after we wander around the entire place looking for salmon berries. I think I'm just going to upgrade the axe. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and upgrade the axe. That way I can get rid of those stumps on the farm. I'm sure I'll regret it. That's future me's problem. Then we're going to go over to the forest area, see what all's over there. Sell the stuff that's in my inventory, go north of the farm, see what all bushes I can harvest from there, go into the mine for a little bit. Really can't wait till I get the ability where I can actually run faster, or at least have a horse. I need that hardwood, which means I gotta wait till my axe is upgraded. It's a lot easier once you actually get the horse or the increased movement speed. But early game, you gotta decide what's more important. Is it the berry or is it you trying to complete stuff? Did I go on the Adventurers Guild? I did not. So you can come here and sell like your shoes, you can sell rings, sell weapons, buy shoes, buy rings, buy weapons. And then there's some decor stuff here as well. And you'll kind of complete various goals. And each time you kill whatever creatures that are on here, like complete that monster slayer, come over and talk to this guy here, and he'll give you a special item. Oh, there's a package back here. So I have to slay 1,000 monsters to enter. Notice in the back there, there's that box. Yeah, that's the actual gift. You can open it up if you can get back there. Normally you have to, it's like a befriend thing, but this time through it was actually I have to kill so many of certain types of creatures. Not certain types. I have to kill so many creatures. 120. Come on, am I gonna make it in time? And this is gonna be a very common occurrence with all Stardew. Especially for me. My wife gripes at me all the time because I will push my luck. I have fallen asleep at the front of my door. I have fallen asleep right beside my bed. Oh, we can now make staircases. Level 2 mining, +1 pickaxe proficiency. Didn't get much money that time. Right now the eggs are the main source of income. I need some more earth crystals. I haven't been able to find any more. Oh, hey, there's that pot of gold. And you'll start to see more and more of those boulders pop up. The game works under the assumption that you should be a lot better at mining at this point. A lot of rocks are going to get a lot tougher to actually mine. And it's because you've been finding copper. What are you doing with your life? You should be going farther down into the mine. Got our first chest, floor 10, leather boots. Okay, so leather boots are a +1 defense and +1 immunity. What that means is it reduces the amount of damage I take, and it also reduces the time for when you are impacted by negative debuffs. It kind of makes it to where your character doesn't hurt nearly as bad when like a slime jumps through you. Eventually I'll get a glow ring and we won't have to walk around in the dark. My favorite one's the magnetic ring with a glow ring on it. Notice that I put a torch on top of here, on top of the fence post here. The reason I did that is so that I can see where the gate's at. I usually put them down in certain areas so I know roughly what's around there. Allows for me to kind of see paths, see doorways. A lot of people don't know that you can actually hold torches and it will light up the way. Okay, we get to actually choose one of our first professions. So every 5 levels of your skill, it allows for you to choose a profession, and that profession will eventually branch off into 2 more specializations within your profession. So for this one, I can either do forester, which will give me 25% more wood, or I can do gather, which I get a chance to double harvest for foraged items, which means like the berries, I would have a chance to double how much berries I get, which is why I was sad that I didn't get this leveled up for the salmon berries. But I mean, it'll still be there. We already have over 100 something salmon berries, so it's not that bad. But we'll go ahead and do the gatherer. And if you ever end up with a profession that later on you decide you wish you hadn't taken, if you can get into the sewer, there's actually a statue down there that you can donate money to, and it lets you reset one of your professions. So don't ever feel like you're stuck in a particular profession. It's your choice as to whether or not you want to change it. Copper axe is ready. Sunny all day tomorrow. Good shower, everybody, with good fortune today. Living with the land. Refreshing rain, a farmer's best friend. When it rains, you don't have to water your crops. Use this to your advantage. I always think it's funny whenever they pop those up after the fact. Oh, we get all these forageables now. We should have enough time to actually plant some more potatoes. Because we have, see, today's the 18th. The month or season ends on the 28th. So we still have 10 days, and it takes 6 days for potatoes to grow. So we could go ahead and plant some more potatoes, and then I can save my money up for summer. And then after we get our first blueberry harvest, I can upgrade my axe. I think that's what we're going to do. I need to figure out how much space I have out here. I may do that off screen. Because there's a few apps that you can use that kind of help you plan out your farm. Gives you the opportunity to decide, okay, I want to put this thing in this location. I want to put this thing in this location. I gotta go get more water so I can Give my dog water. Give Sir Bean. Otherwise, Sir Bean might get upset with me. I go see the chickens, and we are going to place a mayonnaise machine in here. I'm sure it seems cruel that I'm doing this in front of them. But with that mayonnaise machine, it'll take that egg and actually turn it into what the game calls an artisan good. And the artisan goods are actually really useful because you'll be able to do a lot more with it. They're way more valuable. It does require more resources, more time, more effort, but overall that's where your cash is going to be flowing into and out of. It eventually pays for itself. I think this is a Jojo Mart cutscene. Welcome to Pierre's. How can I help you? Come and get it, folks. Coupons for 50% off your purchase at Jojo Mart. 50%? Well, any takers? But I can't match those prices. I'd be selling at a loss. It must be so difficult for you to lose your loyal customers like that. But can you blame them? Jojo Corporation is clearly the superior choice. Soon the whole town will realize that. Yeah, and the whole Jojo thing. So the reason I don't like siding with Jojo Mart, there's actually a major flaw with it. Anybody that has witnessed aggressive tactics by corporations like that knows exactly what that guy's doing. Basically, he is coming in and undercutting this business. So he is selling things at a slight discount because he can afford to do that. Yeah, he'll lose a bit of money now, but later on, when he gets this town, or not this town, when he ends up shutting Pierre's down, the only competition in the town, then technically he doesn't have to keep the prices at that point. He'll just increase them back up to where they're at, but he can undercut the prices for Pierre, and then when Pierre shuts down, he has no competition, so he can set the prices to whatever he wants, and people end up getting stuck having to pay it. That's how these aggressive big business corporations function, is they will come in, they'll be like, oh, we're giving you this discount, we're doing these things for you, we just want to help the town. But no, that is not what they're doing. They are trying to push out these small businesses, and basically it forces everybody to their doors. And that's why I cannot side with Jojo Mart. I don't like Pierre, don't get me wrong. I don't like Pierre. I don't like a lot of his tactics. Some of his, he tries, he actually does have moments where he's trying to do things, but overall he could be a better person. It's like even his own wife comments about how she wishes that he would be more involved in things. I can't remember which festival it is, but she actually makes a comment about how she hates the fact that he works. And it's one of those, yeah, he's working so that he can keep food on the table. Well, he doesn't really have to, because technically my character actually just goes around giving food to people at a certain point. I know it's not enough, but that's one of the flaws to the game. Is it's like, oh, we can't afford to do this thing. Oh, so there's this guy that lives on the outskirts of town, has millions in coins. Yeah, he's gonna pay for all the refurbishments. Because you actually end up having to fix up the town. And it's like, why couldn't somebody else do that? How about the mayor, who is taking all of the tax money and doing what with it? Like, what is he actually doing with it? I know of a few things that he's doing with it, but I think it's funny. Nobody ever really questions what is he doing with it. All these things are starting to struggle. Okay, shouldn't that tax money be going into helping? That's what it's there for. It's supposed to be making the town better. I know they also probably have to pay taxes to the government and stuff, but there's a special project that he has that makes you realize, no, he's not doing that. Some of it is he's got a pet project that he's got. Oh, I forgot to go see Clint. I went all the way around that area and I forgot to go see Clint. I'll get my axe tomorrow. And yes, that is going to happen a lot. Oh, we already got our first mayo. So I want to sell this mayo, and I was going to sell this one egg just so you can kind of see the overall benefit to selling it as a mayo versus as an egg. And your product for the mayo, if the egg is a large egg, it is always going to be gold quality mayonnaise. If the egg is a small egg, it is always going to just be a basic mayonnaise. You're still getting quite a bit of money with the basic mayonnaise, but if you can at least get a large mayonnaise, it's going to be a lot more profit. This part, if I can get away from this slime, is actually pretty easy, because all you gotta do is follow the tracks. They'll take you straight to an exit, and you always want to check these mine carts. It dispenses a bunch of coal out of them. Oh, there's our first Dougie. Those were the Dougies I was talking about. They're easy to evade, as you can tell. A cherry bomb and a geode off of that. Oh, these grubs here, you want to kill them as quickly as possible. I think some of them are about to harden back there. Oh. Yeah, that one is. You notice how I can't do anything with them? They turn into these annoying bugs. And if you can kill them fast enough, it's not an issue. Right now, I don't have a really good weapon. So the trick is to make sure that you don't stay near them. Because if you stay too close to them, they'll actually start to turn into that. Oh, great. So this is a infested floor, or not infested. Basically, this area is about to become swarmed by some flyer. I can't remember exactly what they call it. I want to say infested, but I'm pretty sure that's not right. Now, we're going to leave. Basically, what happens is flyers. So it will happen with that, happen with bats, all kinds of things. But whatever flyer is available for that floor, it will just keep swarming into that floor. And you kind of have to kill all of them if you can. But the overall challenge for it is the floor itself it's timed. So like it will only dispense so many of them within that time limit. So as long as it's not too much of an issue for you, you can actually get through it pretty quick. But not everybody's able to do that. So you kind of have to wade through all of it and hope for the best. I want to go put this other mayo machine in the coop. And I like to put one machine in here for each animal. Whatever the animal is. Some animals don't produce nearly as fast, but I still do one machine for each animal. And the reason why is that it saves me a lot of time. Got a lot of money from foraging. Okay, so a large gold egg gets us 142. A gold mayonnaise gets us 285. So you're slightly more than doubling it. And that's why I always try to make the machines for them. And then you'll get like duck mayo, Because once we actually start doing ducks, we can do duck mayo. There's other animals that have a lot more value to them, but they're far in the future. That was a lot of money just from forageables. I may just keep that money. I don't know if I have time to do parsnips. We're actually going to call it there. I'll try to remember to get my axe next time. Who knows what's going to happen? Hope you join me next episode.